Hello everyone and welcome back. I am bringing you Jund Sacrifice in Explorer today. It's mainly red-black sacrifice, Rakdos sacrifice to be specific, but we do splash green for a couple of cards. We play a 1 of Assassin's Trophy. It also opens some sideboard opportunities if you want to play best of 3, but we'll be in best of 1. We play Soul of Windgrace. This is generally not played in these lists. I personally just want to play it and try it out and see if it can help us in some tough spots that this deck can sometimes find itself in, like most other decks. But our top end really is Corvald. Whenever it enters the battlefield, we sacrifice another permanent. Sometimes it's even a land because how much card value this card alone produces. But we also have the cat oven plan. The cat oven plan is very annoying if you're on the opposite side. Sometimes it's annoying to play as well, but basically the oven can sack the cat, make the food can be sacked to the cat to bring back the cat, and this is like a cycle. It's obviously not infinite because the witch's oven has to tap to do so, but it definitely can generate a ton of value with our deck. But there's a lot of synergies in this deck and little things that interact with each other, so to keep the intro short, we're going to end it there and just hop into the games and hopefully talk over these little interactions with each other during the match instead. You can come here. I'll give you a little noogie rub. Oh yeah, noogie rubs for my dog. Rubs for the dog. Today I'll put my dog on cam, but for today I'm not gonna. This hand's pretty good if they're playing early aggro. Pretty bad if they're not. So we're going to find out together. We're going to go ahead and play the Witch's Oven. We play Oven first because if they discard the cat, we can eventually bring the cat back through a food token. We cannot bring the Oven back. They play red land. We will probably go ahead and play this Blood Crypt tapped. Play out this. Take 1 damage. We don't want to take 3, especially if they play a basic red. I'm petting my dog. My dog wants attention, so it's getting it. So hopefully we get to see the cool thing. They don't attack here. They know there's no point to. It'll just leave their creature tapped and allow me to attack them back. The interaction here is basically that I would be able to block their robber and then sack my Cauldron Familiar and then get in for free. We're going to anyway. Or might not actually. I'm gonna go ahead and claim them. This robber is gonna be disgusting for us. Gonna trigger. We're gonna actually get to play their top card. We'll get to play a robber of our own. They're going to leave. I understand that completely. A lot was happening with this hand. You make a lot of decisions. So we actually got to claim this, and what that does is allows us to attack. We hold our cat back to block and bring back with the food that we get from sacking this robber. But because they have more cards in our hand, we actually got to attack them, hit a robber off the top, and we'll be able to actually cast a robber of our own, developing our board state with their cards. So these are the type of little interactions that we were talking about in the intro that is going to be kind of hard to cover everything. When it goes first, I have a weird hand. I have a draw. Omnics are bad. Like in 2 ofs there. We'll keep this, throw back. Cat on its own is not very good, but deadly disputing it is okay. Claim's not also that great. It's between Fable and Mayhem Devil, so I'm gonna throw the Fable back. On a red, so play the Swamp out, play our Cauldron Familiar. That they probably don't enjoy seeing if they're aggressive mono red. Eidolon's fine. We'll play it then. We'll go ahead and wait a turn. No attacks, please. Pass turn. Basically, we're going to claim it and then deadly dispute it. We'll take 4 for it, but kind of whatever. Witch's Oven. That's also great. On the black side, run to red here, claim this, take my damage, sure. No interaction there. I'm gonna hold this back for aggressiveness. We can also just play this oven and sack this to the oven and keep our deadly dispute up. Get our oven established for if they remove our cat. I like that. We could have drawn cards, of course, but and make a treasure for this Mayhem Devil, but I want this available for us whenever we play our Mayhem Devil. So Mayhem Devil down. And now we just hold. This Cauldron Familiar can shoulder check this. Right? Fine. Oh my god, it's a Glorybringer. When you do it, deals 4 damage to target non-dragon creature an opponent controls. I might kill this in response. I can stack, ping. I can stack, ping, stack of food, ping, and not kill it. That kind of sucks. I want to get in my damage then. I'm like pretty positive, right? 1, 2. Yeah. So I'm gonna kill them. I don't know why they didn't attack with this Torbrand. Guess they didn't have to. So here, the reason why we were counting is you can hold priority on this Cauldron Familiar and sack multiple foods to it. You don't necessarily have to just go right away with that. Let us just Deadly Dispute our cat. For Fatal Push online. We make a treasure. Play this one a green mana. We play our Mayhem Devil. And then we Fatal Push here to get rid of the Torbrand. Could have waited. We didn't have to do it right then and there. In case they have a second Torbrand, but I wanted to. Then we just hold up on the cat. I don't have to move it at all. Under Torch of Defiance. Can kill our Mayhem Devil, that's for sure. But it'll also die in response. They make mana instead. You can activate Shrine, make 4 red. See what they plan to do with the 4 red? Didn't seem very sure what they wanted to do with the 4 red. Bring cat back. Check this food. This cat comes back, we'll gain. We're gonna go ahead and do all this. Get this out of the way. Since we're supposed to wait if we have a core Volden play or not. Another oven. This is actually huge. I can crew up, or I can only crew up Den. 1, 2. No, I can do it all. Black. Let's crew up Den. Let us go to combat. Putting this and this here, this here. Token's going to come in. We get to pick what target we want the token to attack. So it's going to be the Planeswalker. And we're going to play another Witch's Oven. We have pretty close to lethal. We're probably not going to let them get to combat with this. There's no point in letting them. So they saw that we were going to kill their Glorybringer and not let them go to combat. And for them to kill our Mayhem Devil. And then next turn on their turn, we hit them. And then we do the same sack sequence. And then ping them down and kill them. But they were playing a very interesting deck. They were playing Mono Red Devotion, which you don't see very often. Mono White Devotion and Mono Black Devotion will probably be coming around the corner, especially with the new spoilers that have come out and cards that will be legal in the format. You have cards like Gary, Phyrexian Arena. You have Gary, Phyrexian Arena, Then Phyrexian Obliterator for the mono black decks. Be playing Nykthos, and then mono white just got a 4 white along with like Angels, considering playing it already. So who knows? I go first. A lot of lands. Mayhem Devil, Witch 7, Dispute. I'm gonna actually keep this. A little land heavy, but that's fine. I believe with us playing Corvold, and I can see it. Soul of Windgrace in our hand. Not in our hand, but play. We also have a 1-2-3 curve. We want it. Our opponent tanking on their hand or roping me. I almost just passed through my turn. Sure. I could have played Mountain to play this oven, but I'm probably gonna have to shock one of these lands in anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get it out of the way. Also with that, oh, it's blue-white. That's not fun. That's not fun for anyone. Play this land tapped. Play around Sensor to not play around Sensor. Who would think it? I'm gonna make them have it though. You always make them have the first one. Maybe not always, but this is when they've had the least amount of draws and they would have had to start with it in hand. Turn. They have Faithful Absence, maybe? I'm gonna just stack Mayhem Devil for a food. Hang them for one. March. Especially if March is the option. They exile a card to do so. So this also claims a card from them. Shoot them, make a food. We now have a sack outlet for Deadly Dispute. Also another Mayhem coming down, and an Assassin's Trophy. Might field ruin me. It's kind of what it seems like when they're highlighting my lands. Or ensuring that I'm playing Jund. Could be an absorb. What would I want them to absorb? Bloodtithe Harvester or Mayhem Devil? This screams it to me. What else would they have kept? Let's slam the Bloodtithe Harvester. Make it way less of a valuable absorb for us anyway. It resolves. Make a blood token. Now we have 2 targets for our Deadly Dispute. Could be a cycle of a Shark Typhoon. Or another March, I guess. They would actually deal with this cleanly. They won't have to exile another card. So March comes down again. I want to get my food because I still Deadly Dispute on their end step, and maybe that'll draw out a counterspell. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and sack this. Make another food. Is Deadly Dispute still available there? Just sack one of these instead. I can see the argument of like, let's get the value, let's get the cards in our hand, but if we make them counter a spell and instep, we ensure that our Mayhem Devil resolves, and we're not losing much by sacking a food token. It's something that they were already going to kill. It resolves anyway. Take our turn. Mayhem Devil and Mayhem Devil. Play this on the black side. I'm gonna slam Mayhem Devil when I can pay for Sensor and things like that, and then follow up with a cat Mayhem Devil next turn. That resolves. Is Cauldron familiar? See what you plan to do about it. This is March number 2 or 3. That will be slightly annoying. They let this resolve. If they had a March, that was the time to do it. Because now I have so much value in terms of sacking, especially if I get the second Mayhem Devil down. A Wandering Emperor now. Okay. I could Assassin's Trophy it, but I feel like there's no point. Wandering Emperor doesn't do enough here. It makes a 1/1. I'm just not going to budge. I don't have to do anything. Especially when the value of getting a second Mayhem Devil down will be so high later. Half playing because they haven't played an island yet. That's kind of crazy.
Remember your training.
I'll let this 3 go through. Doesn't matter that much to me. Portable hole. Most likely targeting the witch's oven. Can't imagine it targeting much else. We will Assassin's Trophy it. We're gonna do this now. Get our ping value. Does this land come in tap? No. Okay. That pings. There's some hesitation here, assuming they have interaction. We'll lose this. Now it's whether or not do I wait till my turn to Assassin's Trophy it. I think the answer is yes. Let's trophy it now. Almost guarantees Mayhem Devil work. It comes back. That's kind of funny the way this works. In the alignment, the oven was over here, but because it entered last, it's now over there. Flame a second Mayhem Devil. See what happens here. It resolves. Okay. What if I now try to play this cat from hand? We're now empty-handed, so they know everything we have. They have 4 mana for a second Wandering Emperor. I'm just going to start shooting them. I might never attack with these Mayhem Devils. I'm now on the boat of waiting. Kind of the thing you got to do with control and not give them any value when you don't have to. Try going a Shark Typhoon for 2. Kind of screams that they don't have a whole lot to do. Could be digging for a Farewell. That'd be pretty bad for us. That's for sure. If that comes to be true, you will see the cat oven trick. Takes a fairy. That's perfectly fine with us. We will take that over a Farewell any day. -1 a Mayhem Devil, not necessarily great because fairy will die. That's what we see. So activate, stack a cat. Thing here. Thing here.
Really should have seen that coming.
So you'll see here, we're going to put on full control mode. We're going to activate. We're going to sack this to trigger 2 of these. 1. This is only an annoying part, but we can bring back the same cat on a second food token. Then do this again. Again, we're at the point of we want to race this, I think. So I'm not too worried. This is like, do I also bring this back? And I think the answer is yes. Especially if our arguments that we're racing this. We want to get the maximum amount of this out of this as we can. Put them to 5. That gets tucked. I believe they're dead. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not dead by 1. They only have 2 mana. Faithful Absence is the only card it could be. Double attack. I'm not blocking. All ensures that they're roughly dead. So I'll do all of the... They exile their own. That's a smart play by them.
Sad to see you go.
I mean, that they saw that. I can now kill this, kill that, and hit them. Let's go ahead and do that. I want to stack this food, though. Yeah, it gives me the other Mayhem Devil, so why not? One. Draw. Omnix. Okay, buddy. Very nice. Let's sack a cat. Bring the creature out of the way. Bring cat back. Good. Get this. Drain. Next. We hit here. We hit here.
Years of training.
Now we're going to play this. We're going to casualty the cat. Bring them from one more. Plus. So discard. We'll plus again. Then they die. Nice. Omnix, incredibly good draw in between there. It was just a kind of a fear of drawing land. Next draw was Mayhem Devil, so they really had to actually clear the entire board if that wasn't Omnix. So opponent goes first. We have Fatal Push, Oven, 2 Fables, and it smells very like a mono red game. We're gonna keep. Please don't play a Hollowed Fountain tap. And this keeps horrible. Angels kind of still feels like the same. Play this. There you go. Could have probably kept Fatal Push open, but we'll do the same thing here. Yes, sir. Sick. We're gonna go ahead and shock this in. Have 2 Fatal Pushes open. Fatal Push for next time. Get the Gidea out of the way so they don't have 4 mana here. Okay, they're playing a Knight of Autumn in the main. Sure. We go ahead and do this because then we're going to tap out for Fable, so sure. We lose the Oven, which gets the Revolt on this to be active. Shock here. We're going to slam this Fable and hope it's good. Did have a claim, which would have been nice for us. Here comes the Bishop. Here comes probably a second Bishop or a Valk. Gain a lot of life. Not a whole lot I can do about it. Discard this. Let's discard second Fable. We probably don't have a whole lot of time for that. Oven's really good. We take the Bishop or the Valk? Probably the Bishop. Take him now, because Valk, other than getting counters, doesn't really do a whole lot. Double attack. Make a treasure. This is where we really want a core vault off the top. Makes sense. Play a 7. We're going to sack this Bishop. Make our food. Mayhem Devil's fine here because of the amount of foods and treasures that we have, and then this is going to flip, and then they all sacrifice. But also not the greatest right here. What is this? When a creature die, exile it. Equipped creature gets 2 as long as cards exiled under it, flying and same X-proof. Okay. Yes. We will go ahead and eat a food here. Just gain some life back. Okay. Always punished. Play a Mayhem Devil. We're going to be able to make a copy of Mayhem Devil next turn. They have no cards in hand. We just really need them to rip a land. That'd be sick. Be sick for the home team for sure. Just like that, they rip a Coco, right? Oh god. They just attack us. That's a better sign, probably. For a ton. Gidea. That's fine for us. Perfectly fine for us. I know we're drawing. We might as well go. Okay. Sure. So we can take the Valkyrie away, or we can take. Can I ping this down? I could ping that down. So we're gonna claim the youthful Valkyrie, going under our control now. We're going to make a copy of our Mayhem Devil. We will eat the food. Gotta make sure I don't mess this up. 2 Mayhem Devil triggers will happen. We're gonna shoot this down. We're gonna swing all out because we can. Do all this. They'll get their sword back. We're going to stack this here. Mayhem Devil triggers. We're gonna get the Valkyrie off the battlefield. Here's your dies, exile it. Do your thing. And this is specifically sacrifice it, right? Okay. So at the end step, we don't have to do anything else. This is going to sacrifice our token, which 2 Mayhem Devil triggers are going to go in the stack again, and it'll allow us to clean up this Valkyrie. All right. Go ahead, sir. Respawn Angel's fine, but Respawn Angel's super dead. Could be anyway. Now have flying twice. Yeah, so the turn error, no matter what we drew, I'm pretty sure is lethal. Like almost factually sure is lethal. So basically, we make a copy here. We can eat a food, ping this twice, and this would also be sack. So ping it once, hit them to 10, attack them for 6, 7, 8, sack the treasure, eat the food again, and shoot them for 4. So they were super dead. Nothing they could do about it there. When it goes first, I have Oven, Meat Hook, Mayhem, Fable. What more could you ask for? I have a banned standard card. Oh no. Please tell me it's not the mirror. I can't handle the mirror. Play this. We're gonna Meat Hook for 0, so let's just go ahead and get the oven down. Not have to shock. It'd just be straight up Rakdos sacks. Kind of feeling that way. Let's play this tapped. Give them a window of opportunity to bonk us for a lot. Then we can play our Mayhem Devil down. And they can sack the blood token to kill it if they play another blood type harvester. Thought sees me all you want. It's an interesting one. This is where having 2 pocket Mayhem Devils is good. Can't take my land. I can tell you that right now. You can try. I will call a judge. Hard decision for sure. You take the Mayhem Devil and leave 1 in hand, and then the rest can do whatever and play out. You take Wind Grace because it's a top end, or you take the Massacre because it'll wipe your board. You take the top end play. Definitely don't disagree with that decision. Oak Sleeper kinda makes me want to cater towards the Mayhem Devil play. Also playing Fable's nice. Fatal Push can also be a relevant draw. We draw another Blood Crypt for sure. So is it Fable into Mayhem Devil? I think it is. Make R2-2. Go about it this way. This can get all the way up to a 3-3 if they want it to be. I want to attack and make a treasure, so when I do play a Mayhem Devil, it's actually valuable. If they do anything else other than the sleeper, I might also attack, play this Meat Hook Massacre for 2, and take out both their creatures, gain 2 life. I always forget. I always get them back. Whenever a creature you control dies, they lose 1. I gain 1 whenever it's their creatures. Okay. So pump. I can still technically answer it after they pumped, because I can attack and then play this for 3. I'm not blocking. Not giving them that benefit of the doubt. I'd rather keep them in play anyway for the massacre to gain the life. My turn. Corvault's really good. Please don't give him a window of opportunity to remove my thing, please. Get me out. It is on you, opponent. I'm gonna get rid of one to Mayhem Devil. 2 life. I should have attacked first. That's a slight punt on me. Definitely want to get your attack in first before you shock that in, because if they were to kill it in response, then it doesn't do anything. Then I'm just gonna play this meat hook for 3. Did I get a response here? Nope. Okay. I figured it would let me respond, but you have to have full control mode there to get that response. But they've been sitting here not really doing anything. I don't know what their plan was. Bone Crusher Stomp. Okay. I could just be within burn range, I guess. That's also true. This is why I wish I had that food. Play a Den. Play a Mayhem Devil. Play Oven. A little part of me wants to sack this to get this off the board right now. Or they can pump it and it gets out of my range. I also gain 1 life, they lose 1 life, so it's fine. And now I have Corvault next turn. Probably going to sack the food. Unless they do something. Do I trade out this Mayhem Devil with this Bone Crusher? Probably, because Corvault's going to give me such an advantage. The only way I really feel as though I lose here is if I let them get damage in and they can just go over the top and burn me out. That feels like the only way I can lose here. The Bone Crusher, play Bone Crusher. I'm gonna play this land. Well, let's no, because I want to keep up a black and red land. Let's do this. It keeps my Blood Crypt available, so that's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and sacrifice a land, maybe. Another land. That's not the best for us. Can now block this efficiently though. Whenever you sacrifice permanent, so it's only me. I mean, I'm going to block because the same scenario applies. Is I'm not going to let them get through if I don't have to. You target Corvault to kill it, and if they target it with a Bone Crusher Giant, I'm going to make it fizzle by sacking my Corvault. They're gonna meat hook me for 1. Did I give them no value here? Yeah, give them no value. Draw another card because I sacked Corvault. They play another Evoke Sleeper. I could take that and pump it myself. That's actually really funny. I don't need to, but that's really funny that I could have done that. Let's take your Evoke Sleeper. Let's crew up this Den. Let's attack you, hit you for 6, sack your Evoke Sleeper. Then the meat hooks will negate each other. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. We are here with the post-game wrap-up of the deck. We saw a lot of little synergies. We saw some cards come in clutch. Soul Wind Grace, we didn't really get to see that often. We did have it a couple times, but they Thoughtsseized it out of our hand. Or we had to discard it or something other than mind. Maybe put it to the bottom. Corvault's a house. Core Vault's so sick. When you first read it, you have to sack permanent. It sucks, but in this type of deck, it draws you so many cards, gets so big so fast. It's totally worth playing, especially if it's just a light splash for it. Because you'll eventually get the treasure with the Deadly Dispute or the Fables, whatnot. Fable, based on Standard and Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, Vintage, all those. Maybe not Vintage, but or Legacy, but Fable, just a house of a card. A lot of value in one. Omnix actually won us a game, which was kind of surprising. I was a little curious on how well it was going to do. It got us in a really good spot. We sacked it. Mayhem Devil pinged them, plussed it. They lost automatically because there was nothing they could do because I had 2 of them. Deadly Dispute's really good. This deck normally plays a couple copies of Village Rites, but I actually cut them to fit in some other things like the Soul of Windgrace, which is Oven and Cauldron Familiar. A lot of times Cauldron Familiar is a 4 of. This actually felt pretty good as a 3 of today. Obviously there can be scenarios where it doesn't feel that great, but when you have 1 cat, it's fine. You don't really need multiple because you don't benefit, but like having multiple ovens and 1 cat is better. But Claim also felt really good. All the aggro decks are vulnerable to this a little bit. For the most part, obviously it's dead against blue-white, but if you dodge that matchup, this card is generally always live and always good. We saw it used a lot today and be just incredible for us. And then we sack it to the Oven or we sack it to Deadly Dispute. The 3 of Fatal Push could probably go to 4 of, and we could just trim the Soul Windgrace. I would do this and maybe even get Windgrace out of the deck. Again, I didn't really get to play test it, but if you like the card, this is kind of a shell that it's good in. At least that I can feel that it's good in. Maybe you might have to play a Fable or something or some land to benefit from it a little bit more than I am personally. But other than that, the deck was really fun to play. I've always enjoyed Jund Sack. It doesn't feel good to sit across from it that much, and sometimes it can kind of be boring to click through everything. But if you enjoy Sacrifice and you want to draw some cards and be very precise and kind of do a lot of like little parts of math that are fun, this is definitely the deck for you. It's really enjoyable. Most of it's common and uncommon for the most part. Obviously, like you could trim this Astro if you don't need to play it. Meathook you don't have to play, but it's just good. Fables you should probably craft. Either way, they're incredible in Standard. Core Vault I guess you wouldn't have to, and same with Soul. You can just kind of polish up, play more Village Rites, cut like this package and whatnot if you wanted to play a little more budget friendly. And then the lands are the lands. Playing 3 colors, you kind of have to have them. But other than that, hope everyone enjoyed. Hope to see you around in the next video. But that's going to do it for this one. Peace.